Hey everyone, and happy Labor Day. My name is Josh, and welcome back to your fourth stimulus check and news update. In today's update, we have a lot of news to get into, but first, if you would like to receive 2 free stocks from Webull, valued up to $2,300, make sure to claim them by clicking my link, which you'll find in the description box below. Okay, so jumping right into the update for today, the Biden administration has finally launched a new child tax credit sign-up website where they hope it helps fill in some of the gaps. Since the IRS uses tax return data to know who is entitled to receive these payments, those who don't normally file tax returns have unfortunately been left behind. Previously, there was another website, freefillableforms.com, that was supposed to help with that issue, but the user experience was practically unbearable, and honestly, it just seemed like a scammy website in general. So far anyways, the new website, getctc.org, which I will leave a link for in the description box below, is being reported that it works much better than previous versions, and it also includes a step-by-step wizard to ensure everyone who is eligible for these payments is able to receive them. Again, just as a refresher reminder, if you have kids under the age of 6 and who will still be under the age of 6 on December 31st of this year, you will be eligible to receive $300 per child. Then, for those of you with kids older than 5 but younger than 18 at the end of this year, in that case, you'll be eligible to receive $250 per child. Even though it's going to be too late to sign up for these payments set to go out next week on the 15th, people still have a few more weeks to enroll for the October payments. In order to be eligible for the payments set to go out on the 15th of October, people would need to enroll by, at latest, September 30th. Okay, so counting today, we only have 24 more days until the federal government runs out of money. Even though a complete shutdown is pretty unlikely since Democrats have complete control in Washington, anything is still possible, and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has so far opposed their approach towards funding. As of right now, the White House and Democratic congressional leaders hope to attach a debt ceiling increase to allow for more spending to the government funding bill. Since McConnell and other Republicans oppose this extra spending and wish to put a cap on their debt limit increases, obviously they're going to reject this approach. And even though a decision has not yet been made on how long Congress should extend funding the government, they're currently considering extending until Thanksgiving, or possibly one that goes into December. Also, in other deadlines currently had by Congress, we are now just 21 days away from the deadline implemented by the House to vote for the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Since the moderate group of Democrats in the House agreed to pass the budget blueprint for the much larger $3.5 trillion bill, in return, they're supposed to receive a vote on the smaller but bipartisan bill based around physical infrastructure. Of course, progressive Democrats, as we all know, have made things pretty clear that they won't be voting on the bipartisan bill until they first pass the reconciliation package. At the same time, moderate Democrats aren't going to vote for the reconciliation package until they first pass the bipartisan one. This of course puts House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in a really tough spot, knowing she has to appease both wings of her party. Is Pelosi more likely to appease the progressive wing of her party and allow for them to get their way, or will she be more favorable to the moderates? Time will only tell, but so far it seems like the progressives have a much stronger voice within the Democratic Party. It also seems like at this point there's no way they can possibly pass the reconciliation bill by September 27th, being that Joe Manchin is now strongly standing against the bill. Well, not the entire bill in general, but he's mostly opposed to spending $3.5 trillion more when our country is already seeing so much inflation. Of course, this is super annoying to progressive Democrats as Manchin continues to be a thorn in their side, but it's really to be expected with Manchin representing one of the reddest states in the country, West Virginia. If he was representing New York or California, things might be a little bit different, but being in West Virginia, it'll be very hard for him to really sell $3.5 trillion more in spending to his residents. Therefore, Manchin is calling for a pause on additional spending until we can at least figure out if the inflation that's currently taking place is transitory or something that could be for the long haul. In some other news, today officially marks the end to the $300 extra in unemployment benefits. This program was a part of Biden's American Rescue Plan and helped many people who normally weren't eligible for unemployment benefits, such as gig workers, to receive these payments. Of course, even though they're expired now, it is possible we may see some type of extension in the reconciliation bill. With these benefits coming to an end, there are still some other forms of assistance. These include the child tax credit payments, which I already discussed in this video, with the next payments going out on the 15th of this month. Then, if people need help with paying their rent, many states still have lots of money to go around for rental assistance. Also, starting on October 1st, the value of SNAP benefits are seeing the largest ever increase with a 25% bump. They'll be worth an average of around $36.24 per person. So if you need help applying for any of these benefits, I will leave some links in the description box below, which I hope will help you out. And as always, if you need any assistance or have any questions on these benefits, make sure to leave a comment below. In some other news, Representative Mike McCaul puts President Biden on blast, saying that he botched the withdrawal in Afghanistan and that blood is on his hands for the 13 U.S. service members who were killed in the Kabul airport. Additionally, he also makes claims that the Taliban has blocked Americans from boarding 6 planes at one of their airports while they make demands of the U.S. What these demands are haven't really been said yet, but it could be something along the lines of President Biden making some type of statement recognizing the Taliban as legitimate leaders.
On Friday, Secretary of State Blinken, under questioning from reporters, refused to say how many Americans, how many Afghan allies have gotten out of that country since the U.S. pulled all our forces out on Monday. As the top Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, do you know the answer to that?
You know, I've been given the answer in the classified space, but it's in the hundreds. We have hundreds of American citizens left behind enemy lines in Afghanistan as I speak. And also, very sadly, the interpreters who worked with our special forces, almost all of them were left behind and were not let in the gates at the airport at HKI to get out. And that was a promise that the president made. I've said all along, this president has blood on his hands. And this last week, we had 13 service men and women come home, flag-draped coffins at Dover Air Base. This problem's going to get worse, not better, and we have left them behind. That's the basic credo of the military.
Since we left the country on Friday, how many Americans have gotten out of Afghanistan since we pulled out? How many Afghan allies have gotten out since the Taliban was in complete control of the country?
I understand, 0. And in fact, we have 6 airplanes at Mazar Sharif Airport, 6 airplanes with American citizens on them as I speak, also with these interpreters, and the Taliban is holding them hostage for demands right now. The state has cleared these flights, and the Taliban will not let them leave the airport. So I'm sorry, the answer to your question is 0. And that's my concern, is they're going to demand more and more, whether it be cash or legitimacy, as the government of Afghanistan.
So, understandably, a very scary situation for all Americans still stranded over in the country, with their future very much uncertain. So, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, if you would like to receive a couple free stocks from Webull, make sure to quickly claim them by clicking my link, which you'll find in the description box below. To receive the first stock, you will need to fully open an account. Then, to receive the second free stock, which will be valued up to $2,000, you'll need to make a qualifying deposit of at least $5. And even if you aren't all that interested in investing or continue to invest at this point in time, you can always sell the free stocks that you receive and transfer that money, however much they're worth, right back to your bank account. So free stocks or free money is completely up to you. So once again, I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, a safe and happy Labor Day, and I'll see you in the next video.